If you've been following my channel for a while, you would have heard me talk about Dr. Greger's How Not to Die book over and over again. But what I haven't mentioned as quite as often is How Not to Age, Dr. Greger's most recent book. In there, it talks about how not to age, as in what can we do to make sure that we live as long as possible. So that's what I wanted to talk to you about in this video. I wanted to cover the 8 things that you can do to make sure you live a long and fruitful life. Hi, my name is OP. I talk about health, wealth, and happiness. So you've heard me mention Dr. Greger's Daily Dozen. Now I want to talk to you through Dr. Greger's 8 anti-aging list. I'm sure there's a fancier name, anti-aging foods and strategies, which is basically a complement to the Daily Dozen, okay? So I'm not going to go through it in detail, but I do want to touch on 8 of these categories and just quickly give a brief explanation as to why they're important. So let me just preface this, okay? They did autopsies of over 1,000 people who died at the age of 100 plus. And what they found was in 100% of the cases, so all of the time, they died not of old age, but of some sort of disease, most likely heart attack, right? Heart disease. So this goes back to the question, do we actually die from old age? No, the answer came back, no, we don't die from old age, we die because of some sort of chronic disease. So maybe there's a way around this. If we can make sure that we prolong our diseases, when we get these diseases for as long as possible, there is a possibility that we can actually extend our life beyond what's considered normal, 80, 90, 100. Okay, because that's where modern science is going to. And we can do this with this top 8. You've also would have heard from other people going, oh, look, I've got high blood pressure. It's what happens when you get to 40, 50. No, that's not the case at all. This is a symptom of what you've been eating and your lifestyle choices. And about 20% connected to your genes and hereditary stuff, right? But the majority of it, I'm talking about 70 to 80%, is because of diet and lifestyle choices. The good news is it's something that's within your control, something that you can do actively to change these. The other thing that is mentioned in this book is, imagine if I had a magic wand and I got rid of cancers throughout the world. No more cancer, boom. The sad thing is most people would only live 3 years longer than they were supposed to, because if cancer doesn't kill them, something else will. Heart disease, stroke, diabetes, whatever it is. So the way to tackle this problem is not to try and tackle this here, that there, this disease here. Try and tackle it more holistically, making sure you're doing proper dietary and lifestyle changes. So you're not trying to do, as he calls it, whack-a-mole, and trying to take them one at a time. Because as I said, if one doesn't get you, the others will. So it's best to try and tackle them, all of them at the same time. So I've waffled on enough. Let's get into it. The first one is to make sure you eat some nuts every day. And they say a small handful of nuts every day. And I'm going to, for each one of these, there's the what is it, why it matters, and what you should do more of. So what is it? Crunchy seeds full of good fats and nutrients. Okay. Why does it matter? Because it helps your heart, brain, and extends your life. What should you eat? You should eat walnuts. As I've mentioned before, if you had to pick one nut that's performs ahead of the others, it would be walnuts. But walnuts, almonds, pistachios, handful is perfectly fine on a daily basis. That's category number 1. 2, dark leafy green greens. Okay, powerhouse veggies. So what is it? Greens rich in vitamins and plant compounds. Why does it matter? Improves blood flow, muscle strength as you age. So what should you eat more of? Okay, so dark greens, such as kale, spinach, rocket, silver beet, around 2 cups per day. And you would think 2 cups, that's a lot. No, it isn't. If you chuck this into the smoothie that I've actually discussed before, put this into your smoothie, blends up quickly, and it's not much at all. The point that I should stress in here is make sure you rotate these greens on a daily basis. Because if you start having the one greens every single day continuously, it's not a good thing. Try and rotate it as much as you can. That's number 2. Number 3, berries. Nature's antioxidant boosts. And incidentally, I'll make sure that I have this PDF attached in the notes below. So what is it? Bright, colorful fruits loaded with antioxidants. Why does it matter? Protects your brain and fights inflammation. So if you see people at the moment, you can see the inflammation. You can see people blowing up. Like it's almost like you can see them. So to fight this, antioxidant foods such as berries. Again, blueberries, blackberries, strawberries, fresh or frozen is fine. Most of the time these days I buy frozen. If I can buy organic, I do. Fresh ones, I end up just giving it to the kids because, they can have the fresh ones. I'm okay with having the frozen ones. And if I have the frozen ones, it's always there in the freezer. I've actually got a dedicated freezer just to keep most of my berries and other fruits that go into my smoothie. Number 4, Xenomatric foods. Okay, so xenomatric foods is a concept of a little bit of stress. So pretend that, you've heard of what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. It's a cliche saying. I don't really like it. But what it does is, a little bit of stress that we have, in the form of exercise or pressure that we go through, it's supposed to be good for you. The concept behind this is instead of us getting stressed out, the same benefit can be had if we eat the fruits and veggies that are stressed, such as organic grapes, wild berries, dark chocolate, green tea. And the trigger here is it builds your body's strength and resilience. Okay? It's a sort of a hard concept to get your head around when you first hear it, but that's number 4. Try and eat xenohormetic foods. Okay, so plants under stress helps us thrive. That was number 4. Number 5 is prebiotics and postbiotics, gut health superstars. So recently Netflix actually released a documentary on this. I'll link that down in the show notes as well, and it's all about gut health. And what is it? So prebiotic feeds on gut bacteria. Postbiotics are healthy leftovers. So what gets left behind is considered your postbiotics. Why does it matter? A healthy gut boosts immunity and lowers disease risk. Okay, what should you eat more of in this category? Lentils, chickpeas, garlic, onions, oats, fermented foods like kimchi. Okay. Number 6, we're almost there now. So number 6 is not really what you should eat, it's more or less what you should not eat. I'm talking about intermittent fasting and calorie restricting. So they say if you can restrict your eating, not your diet, to a 12-hour window. If you have to push it, 16-hour window. But if you can eat within a 12-hour window, maybe even skipping dinner, it actually helps your body recover and so forth. But let me read this out to you so I'm not making stuff up. What is it? Reducing how often or how much you eat. Why does it matter? Helps your body clean out damaged cells and helps you stay young. So try eating a 12 to 16-hour window and skipping late night snacks. So do not do that. Do not try and, even if you're hungry late at night, don't do the snacking thing. It's really not good for you, especially if you're hitting the pantry and eating junk. Worst case, drink some water, toughen it out, and then go to bed and then have a huge breakfast afterwards. I remember growing up, it was such a normal thing for us, growing up in a Sri Lankan family. I don't know if other households did this. We would eat at like 10 o'clock at night, 10:30, 11 o'clock at night, and just sleep soon afterwards. And you wonder why so many Sri Lankans have diabetes and all of these issues, because that window is just non-existent, because we're eating and snacking throughout the day and eating so late at night. Not good. So try and pull that back. Try and pull that back to even if you can have your dinner at 5 or 6 o'clock, ideal. But even if you can pull it back even more, especially if you're an adult, obviously don't expect the kids to do this, but if you're an adult, try and pull it back even more. Let your body recover, and it's good for you. Number 7, protein restriction. So less animal proteins and more plant proteins. So what is it? Cutting down on meat and eating more plant-based proteins. Why does it matter? Can reduce cancer risk and slow aging hormones. So eat more of lentils, tofus, beans, tempeh instead of red processed meats. So there's a common misconception that, where's the protein? Where's the protein? In the Western world, if you're getting enough calories in your diet, believe me, you're not suffering from any protein deficiency. In fact, what you're suffering from most likely is a deficiency in fiber. I actually did this with a plain simple test. So if you go into my website and go to the smoothie recipe, there's a section in there that I discuss protein. And I mentioned quite simply with a bowl of porridge and a few other bits and pieces how much protein is in that alone. So you don't need all of this protein, excess protein, especially if you're not hitting the gym. If you're hitting the gym and trying to bulk up and gain muscle, different story. Follow your dietitian, trainer, and do what they need to do. But if you're an average person trying to live a healthy lifestyle, adding additional proteins is not good. Try adding fiber instead. That was number 7. And the last one is NAD-boosting foods. So NAD1 is an interesting one because I've actually was trying to get my head around what this involves. So NAD is a molecule found in every cell in your body. So I'm reading off the screen here, and that's how you should try and think about it. So every time your body needs to make energy, repair DNA, clean up damaged cells, fighting off aging, it uses DNA. Sorry, did I say DNA before? I meant NAD plus, okay, to power those processes. So NAD is, as I said, a molecule that ties into the cells of your body. So if you were to understand what this might be in plain simple English, NAD plus is like fuel that keeps your body's repair crew running when you're running low, and aging speeds this up. What should you do to get more of these NADs? Okay, eat more mushrooms, peanuts, broccoli, whole grains, cabbage. Okay, this seems to be a huge thing. So when they did a scan of all the blue zones, so the blue zones are where there are people who are living to 100 plus, their NAD levels were quite high, meaning, visually they looked younger. And this is because the NAD levels. So that's it, going through it quickly. I'll leave this in the show notes, but if you get the time, read the book, get the audiobook. It is long, but it's worthwhile, and it's a very good supplement to How Not to Die. Thank you very much. These are very easy things to do. I recommend you do it. It doesn't take too much at all, just to start doing these little things to extend your life. They say even if you start at 70 or 80 years old, it can add years to your life. Very simple things to do. Thank you. All the best. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.